Knightfight has been a nightmare so far for Bruce, having to fight Dick. But what if we took it under the Red Hood? Rain pours down over Gotham. Batman ceases his struggle as Dick tightens his grip around Batman's neck. "Stay down, old man. You've lost your mind," Dick growls as Batman looks up at the statues of his lost Robins. The Mother Box armor begins to ping, trying to speak to Bruce, trying to tell him something about this world. But he doesn't listen. Instead, he listens to Dick's heartbeat. Batman has had enough. He arches back and headbutts Dick's nose, knocking his former sidekick back. Batman whirls and activates his armor's defenses, forming a batleth out of thin air. "Your heart gave you away, Dick. It doesn't match your age. I know what being Batman does to our bodies. The heartbeat I just heard wasn't yours. This world is a lie. I died in the tournament, but I tried to escape, and the heart didn't like it." Batman growls as he drops into a combat stance. Dick shakes his head, the rain still pouring down on them. "You have to trust me, Bruce," Dick shouts. He motions for his Robins to move forward. The small army of masked vigilantes close in on Bruce. "My Robins are everywhere. You can never escape them," Dick shouts to him. But Bruce just smiles through the rain. "That was the other tell. You let your Robins fight for you. Dick would never do that. He knows I always fought alongside my Robins. I trained you and your brothers and sisters. And I bet my Robins can kick your Robins' asses," Batman growls. The Robins rush him, but now Batman is no longer holding back. He whirls amongst them, blocking blows and lashing out. He grabs one in a headlock and twirls, kicking another in the stomach before tossing the captured Robin into a full group. The fight is over in a matter of seconds, and the Robins are all down. "Are you sure you actually trained them, Dick?" "They're soft," Bruce says with a smile. Dick lets out a roar of anger and rushes forward, leaping into the air and lashing out with a powerful kick. Bruce blocks it but takes in a screamer stick to the head. He ducks under another blow and elbows Dick in the gut. His screamer meets Batleth. They trade blows back and forth, and Bruce admits that Dick is strong, well trained. The heart has created a good copy. Finally, Dick whirls through the air and kicks Bruce hard enough to bring him down. He rushes forward with his Eskrima sticks, preparing to continue the fight. But Bruce holds up a hand for him to stop. "Stop! I see it now. You're right," Bruce gasps. Dick pauses at these words. His eyes widened. "I was wrong. I did it. I killed them. I can never handle it or deal with it. Just like my parents," Bruce says softly. Dick smiles as the fight went out of him. "It's okay, Bruce. I can help you. Once the Lazarus venom wears off, you'll see what this world is really like. You'll learn to love it," Dick tells him. He holds out a hand for his old mentor. Bruce smiles at him and reaches for it. "Thank you, Dick. I mean, Batman, for being something I could never be." "Too trusting," Batman says as he pulls Dick down and meets his face with a powerful uppercut. Dick takes the blow to his jaw and falls away, slamming hard into the ground. Batman stands and lifts his batleth, towering over his former sidekick. "You still want to see the best in people. It's why you always got along with Clark. But you're not the real Dick. You never could be." Dick actually trusts people. He doesn't try to control them, Bruce snarls. He raises the bladed weapon in his hand. "I see now what the Heart of Apocalypse wants me to do. The same thing I told Clark. Don't hold back," Batman growls. He brings the batleth down, preparing to drive the point through Dick's chest. But suddenly, pain rips through his body. Bruce lets out a cry of anguish and falls to his knees, the batleth clattering to the concrete of the rooftop. Smoke drifts off Bruce's body as the rain drives against him. Bruce tries to catch his breath, but the pain rips through him again. He lets out another scream and rears up, and suddenly, it is gone. He opens his eyes to find himself in a gray world. He is kneeling in a cell, drool dripping from his open mouth, his body constricted. What is happening? He gasps. He looks up to find another Batman standing over him. This one cloaked in red, a solid red helmet over his face. You tried to escape again. It's time for your treatment, the new Batman growls. Bruce stares at him in shock. Jason? He whispers, but Batman shakes his head. Jason is dead! Call me Batman! Bruce lowers his head, shaking it defiantly. This isn't real, he says through gritted teeth. The Red Hood Batman sighs and squats down before him. Which is the lie this time? What reality are you saying you're from? He asks. You were trapped in the dark multiverse? You had the powers of Superman. You were buff and carried a big axe. You held a Green Lantern ring? Red Hood asks. Bruce shakes his head, refusing to listen, refusing to believe anything he sees. The heart played its hand, and I'm not falling for it again, he growls. Red Hood nods and stands back up. Oh, so it's the Apocalypse Tournament one. That old nugget, where reality was changing so you could fight your friends to the death, he notes. He reaches up for his helmet and slides it off. I thought you were dead, you know. And then one day, you're just here, talking about alternate realities where my brothers are still alive. Jason sighs as he reveals his face. Older, tired, scarred. Not a day goes by that I don't think about our family, he says softly. Bruce stands, working at the straitjacket that binds him. Jason, you need to listen to me, he gasps as he tries to work his hands free. But Jason shakes his head. He leans in close. But here's the thing, Bruce. You and I both know you're not really Batman. Isn't that right, Clayface? Jason snaps. Bruce pulls back and the straitjacket loosens, his arms coming free. No! I'm real, Jason. I don't care if you believe me or not, but you have to let me go, he growls. Jason shakes his head and draws a crossbow, his eyes flashing in anger as he takes aim. This charade is really getting under my skin, especially after I found you on the streets, Basil. Took you in. Do you have any idea how screwed up it is posing as him? He snarls. Batman shakes his head and readies himself for another fight. I'm not wasting time on this mind game. Fight me! He roars as he charges forward. Crossbow bolts launch through the air, but he keeps moving, slamming into Jason and knocking the crossbow out of the way. Batman drives his elbow into Jason's gut and meets his face with a hard right hook. He twists and uppercuts his former sidekick. Batman moves fast. He was always more skilled than Jason. He pours on the assault, hitting Jason again and again. But Jason can take a beating. Always has. He finally twists away from the attack, punching Batman again and again. But Batman gets the better of him, blocking a powerful blow and kicking out, knocking Jason back into the cell so that he can slam the door shut. I'm sorry, Jason, Bruce shouts as he turns and runs away, dashing through the silent halls of Arkham Asylum. He heads upwards, knowing there must be an exit somewhere. You can't run! There's no escape! Jason bellows into the darkness of the building. Bruce finally bursts through a door onto the roof, but he stops short, his heels sliding along the gravel. He has been Batman for decades. He knows the sound of his city, a cacophony of people, Lives, good and bad. Joy and fear in a massive orchestra. But now, silence. There's nothing here, he whispers as he quietly walks to the edge of the building. He looks up to see a blood-red sky. He hears footsteps behind him, but Bruce doesn't try to run. Jason quietly walks up. Now you're getting it, Basil. You're remembering the truth. You thought you were escaping Arkham, but Gotham is Arkham now, Jason says. Batman looks down at the city, at the strange green gas that floats through the streets. Batman always thought I leaned into the violence or killing. That was his nightmare for me, but I gave that up. What I learned from watching Bruce was that it was my destiny to save Gotham alone, Jason says as he puts his mask back on. What happened? Batman asks. Jason shrugs. Joker. He launched his biggest joke of all. We managed to evacuate the city, he says before motioning to the red sky above them. The dome keeps the Joker's irradiated gas trapped. I had to stay behind, keep it safe, isolated. The plus side is that not a single crime has happened in 20 years. Then you came along, claiming to be Batman. Bruce is long buried. Same with the Joker. They both died in the streets because of the gas, Jason says. He reaches down and draws an electric prod. You need to accept it, Basil. You're not Batman. I am, Jason growls. Bruce shakes his head. No, this is all wrong. It's a game, he whispers. Finally, he turns and glares at Jason. Fine. If the heart wants me to believe I'm Clayface, I'll play! He hisses. His voice shifts as his body morphs. It twists and becomes mud-like. One hand hardens into a mace as Claybat lashes out with the other as it becomes whip-like. Jason's eyes widen as he steps back. He draws his pistols and fires into Claybat's body. Now it's time for Batman versus Clayface. And that was the complete story for DC KO Knightfight Issue 2 by Joshua Williamson. Andy and I were talking about how this one is one of our favorite DC KO tie-ins, and that we'd enjoy seeing other Nightmare worlds for the other heroes. So let me know down below which hero you'd enjoy seeing, and let me know what you think of Knightfight. And be sure to like and subscribe to help the channel out. I'm Dan with Comicstorian, and we will see you next time. Rest in peace, Benny.